Who had tougher playoff competition, Jordan or LeBron? It's a really tough question to answer. Both of these legends had very challenging postseason competition in their way of achieving their championships. Both greats had to face countless All-Stars, Hall of Famers, and generational talents in the playoffs. But who had it worse? Who had to face more difficult teams and players to achieve their success? In today's video, we're going to explore this ongoing debate. We're going to find the real answer to who had more challenging playoff competition. Before this video starts, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like these. Michael Jordan's playoff story seems like it was written to be a Hollywood movie. Michael Jordan came into a struggling Bulls franchise in 1984. Him and his Bulls were at first a mediocre team in the East. They could never overcome the top teams like the Celtics or Pistons in the late 80s. Michael Jordan lost to Boston in the first round twice in 86 and 87. The Bulls had an even harder time with Detroit. It took the Bulls 4 playoff series to eventually knock off the Pistons. In 1998, they lost in the Eastern Conference semifinals. 1999, the conference finals. 1990, once again lost in the conference finals to Detroit. But eventually, as the teams on the top, like the Celtics and Pistons, started aging and the Bulls kept getting better, Chicago was able to overcome these teams and make it past the East. And this is where Michael Jordan's playoff legacy really starts. Jordan then proceeded to win the NBA Finals the next 3 years in a row in 1991, 92, and 93. But while he was on the top of the NBA, he decided to retire.
My decision not to play the game of basketball in the NBA.
For what? MJ was by far the best NBA player. Why would he retire? This set the NBA world into chaos. The golden boy of the NBA retired to play baseball. As Jordan was playing baseball, Hakeem Olajuwon and the Rockets dominated the league, winning the finals back-to-back years. But MJ had other plans. MJ made his legendary return to the league. The Golden Boy was back, but maybe not better than ever at first, because in the 1995 NBA playoffs, Michael Jordan lost in the Eastern Conference semifinals to Shaq and the Orlando Magic. This was stunning for the league. MJ wasn't bulletproof. MJ was actually human. Well, Jordan, as you could imagine, took that personally. In 1996, 97, and 98, Michael Jordan went on to get his second three-peat with the Bulls. MJ proved again why he's the best player in the league. He reminded everyone of his greatness those last 3 years. No one could have scripted a story better for an athlete's postseason success. A young and experienced player in Michael Jordan at first was getting walked by these great teams in the Bulls and Pistons, but eventually Jordan was able to overcome these teams and win his 3 championships, retire, and then win 3 more. LeBron also has quite the playoff legacy. His postseason career starts in 2006, where he was knocked out in the second round. The year after that, a 22-year-old LeBron James carried his Cleveland Cavaliers with virtually nobody to the NBA Finals, beating quality teams like the New Jersey Nets and the Detroit Pistons. Although they eventually got swept by the Spurs, it was still a remarkable accomplishment for this youngster. LeBron, in the next few seasons, got bounced off around the Eastern Conference semifinals and the Eastern Conference Finals. Eventually, in 2010, LeBron James made his controversial move by leaving his hometown Cleveland Cavs to join the Miami Heat to form a super team with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. This is when LeBron really started to taste postseason success. LeBron won 2 of 4 potential NBA Finals with the Miami Heat in 2012 and 13. After those 4 years, LeBron made the decision to make a return back to his hometown team, the Cleveland Cavs. During the same time LeBron made this move, the Golden State Warriors were also starting to brew up a dynasty, led by Steph Curry. The Warriors caused some problems for LeBron. Throughout the 4 NBA Finals LeBron played the Warriors, he lost 3 of them, 2015, 17, and 18, but not 2016. The 2016 NBA Finals is the most defining playoff series that LeBron ever played in. The Cavs found themselves down 3-1 to the Warriors in this series. Everyone counted out LeBron here, wrongfully of course, because LeBron James came back from that deficit and won 3 games in a row to steal the 2016 NBA Finals from the Golden State Warriors. If this didn't prove LeBron's greatness, I don't know what does. LeBron James had a streak of making it to the NBA Finals. From 2011 to 2018, LeBron James had a streak of 8 years, a milestone that seems almost impossible in today's game. After these seasons with Cleveland, LeBron decided to part ways with the Cavs and move to Los Angeles to play with the Lakers. The Lakers, however, failed to make the NBA playoffs in 2019. In 2020, they made a move to acquire all-star big man Anthony Davis. The abundant talent on this team worked out eventually. The COVID pandemic obviously interrupted the Lakers season along with every other team. Despite these distractions, the Lakers were able to focus on the task at hand and win the 2020 NBA Finals, getting LeBron his 4th ring. However, this is really the last great playoff achievement from LeBron James, because in 2021, the Lakers lost in the first round of the Suns, ruining LeBron's career-long streak of never losing in the first round. And most recently, the Lakers failed to make the playoffs in 2022. If you were to describe LeBron's playoff legacy in one word, it would be longevity. This man, or should I say superhuman, has consistently been a problem for teams looking to achieve postseason success. From the days of LeBron being a young kid dragging his Cavs to the NBA Finals, to doing the impossible and coming back 3-1 to shock the sports world, to being an experienced vet leading a squad to the promised land in the NBA bubble, LeBron has consistently been the X factor come postseason time. Although both Jordan and LeBron have faced very challenging postseason competition, who had better comp? Well, we're going to solve this right now. We're going to find who had more difficult playoff competition through using stats, but not just any stats. We're going to use some advanced numbers to find out who had it worse. In order to complete this experiment, I scoured the internet through every playoff series of MJ and LeBron. In this experiment, I collected the value over replacement plus the box plus minus of every All-Star LeBron and MJ played in the postseason throughout their career. Value over replacement is the estimate of points per 100 possessions that a player contributed above a replacement level player, which is on average -2. Box plus minus is a similar stat. It records the amount of points a player contributes to their team per 100 possessions compared to the average player. I use both of these numbers just for the sake of consistency. For example, in 1988, Michael Jordan had a box plus minus of 13 and a value over replacement of 12.5. This would put his score at 25.5. Now be ready, these results might shock you. To start us off here, we have to find the amount of playoff series that each player played in. Michael Jordan played in 37 total playoff series, 13 Eastern Conference first rounds, 10 conference semifinals, 8 conference finals, and 6 NBA finals. Michael Jordan played against a total of 59 All-Stars in the playoffs, 19 All-Stars in the first round, 15 in the conference semifinals, 15 in the conference finals, and 10 in the finals. LeBron James played in 15 total playoff series, 15 first rounds, 14 conference semifinals, 11 conference finals, and 10 NBA finals. Throughout this time, LeBron played against a total of 90 All-Stars, 15 in the first round, 31 in the conference semifinals, 21 in the conference finals, and 23 in the NBA finals. Now, here's where the numbers get really crazy. We're gonna work our way from the first round to the NBA finals. Michael Jordan actually had a huge advantage in this category. Michael Jordan, on average, played All-Stars with a combination of 11.5, while LeBron had a score of only 6.83 in this round. It makes sense. Playing against the Larry Bird Celtics in your first few years will really rack up the points for you. Now let's look at the conference semifinals. LeBron won this category on average. He played All-Stars with a combination of 16.64, while MJ only came up with an average score of 13.98. The stat surprised me the most. MJ is known for having really tough competition in his own conference. In this round, MJ played teams like the Patrick Ewing Knicks, Penny and Shaq Magic, the Barkley 76ers, the Bad Boy Pistons, and more. LeBron played teams like the Big Three Boston Celtics, the Paul George Pacers, the Jimmy Butler Bulls, the DeRozan Raptors, and more. Anyways, moving on. We're going to go over the conference finals now. LeBron James surprisingly won this category. On average, he played All-Stars with a combination of 15.21, while MJ came short with an average score of 13.8. This was shocking for me, just like the last one. Honestly, I expected Michael Jordan to win all the conference playoff rounds, but I guess not. It also surprised me how Michael Jordan and LeBron both had higher scores for the conference semifinals than the conference finals. Finally, moving on into the category you guys are all probably waiting for, the NBA Finals. LeBron James won this category with a score of 21.46, while Jordan only had a score of 19.88. This was probably the most expected result of this experiment. With LeBron having slightly better competition in the finals, it makes sense. LeBron was pretty much playing against the whole Western Conference in those Warriors series. MJ never had to play a team that stacked. His Bulls were that stacked team. Anyways, some more general stats about the competition. The average team that LeBron played against had a score of 14.35, while the teams Michael Jordan played against had an average of 13.78. However, the average player that MJ played against had a score of 8.79, while the average player LeBron played against had a score of 7.97. So what do these numbers mean? Well, keep watching. To really give you guys a better understanding of these numbers we just went over, I compacted them into a chart. As we can see here, Michael Jordan won 2 of the 6 categories, and LeBron won the other 4. Michael Jordan won the first round in the average competition per player. LeBron won the conference semifinals, conference finals, NBA finals, and average competition per series. Besides the first round, all the other categories were relatively close. Although both players had similar situations with their teams, where the teams that drafted them weren't that good at first, but improved as they improved, I believe that it took Jordan's Bulls a little more time to reach their championship contending level, as well as just getting unlucky for the first couple years where they had to play one of the greatest dynasties of all time in the first round. That's what explains the first round competition. In regards to the other 3 series, it gets kinda gray. I think there's nothing too obvious that explains this gap. I think LeBron just got the short end of the stick and happened to play better teams with better players. Like I was saying before, Michael Jordan never had to go against an offensive juggernaut like the Golden State Warriors. Michael Jordan also never had to play against a team with more than 3 All-Stars on one team. LeBron had to 5 times, in the conference semifinals against the Pistons in 2006, in the 2011 conference semifinals against the Celtics, in the 2015 conference finals against the Hawks, and most notably twice in 2017 and 2018 against the Warriors in the finals. Now, in terms of tougher competition per player and per series, I think there is an explanation. I think it has to do with quality versus quantity. LeBron, as we know, played against more All-Stars than Michael Jordan. Although LeBron has had a longer career than Jordan, LeBron on average played against 1.8 All-Stars per series, while MJ only played against 1.59 All-Stars per series. This explains the quantity factor that LeBron had. More All-Stars tend to add up to more points. However, Michael Jordan played against better individual All-Stars in his career. Although Michael Jordan didn't play against as many All-Stars per series, the quality of the average individual All-Star was better, which is reflected in the competition per player. So to really conclude this video, who played against better competition, Jordan or LeBron? There's multiple ways you can answer this question. According to the comp in the first round, or average comp per All-Star, Michael Jordan would be your answer. According to the conference semifinals, conference finals, the NBA finals, and average comp per series, LeBron would be your answer. But according to all the numbers, stats, categories, and explanations, the data would point towards LeBron James. Despite the results in this video, I think it's pretty obvious to say that both legends played against extremely difficult competition on their way towards postseason success. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more great content like this.